Yo guys, what is up? Welcome back to the new video. I'm the Casual Racing Gamer, and today I am going to give you my 2-month review of PSVR2 and GT7. I did my review when I initially got the headset, so we'll touch on things that I actually spoke about on my initial review and my opinions 2 months later of playing a GT7 with PSVR2. The race that you're watching right now is Group 4 in a GT7. This is at Road Atlanta. And this is the online sport mode race B, and I wish I had a little better finish at the end. It was a pretty decent race, and then well, I'll let you watch that as I talk about some PSVR2 here. So in the PSVR2 headset, let's go back to when it first came out. Right, the initial reviews from all the content creators that got their hands on this headset, they were making it like there was no headset that has been put out like this before, and they were shocked and they were surprised. And I'm coming from a PC VR user before picking this up. So I've been doing iRacing for since like 2020, 2021 maybe, on a Quest, on a Rift S, on a Quest 2. So I've been VR racing for a while, and I've been doing I've been doing oval racing. So that was my thing, oval, not road. So GT7 was a whole nother ball game for me. So they pushed this headset like it is the greatest headset that they've ever seen, right? So things that they made it sound like it destroyed PC VR. So when I went into it and I finally picked up the headset, you know, I almost sounded disappointed in my first initial impression, because I was expecting it. They were talking about the 4K resolution is insanely clear, insanely sharp. We're getting eye tracking and all this great stuff, right? But I was kind of like expecting to be blown away. But coming from a Quest 2 running PC VR at running a PC with an RTX 3080, so a powerful GPU, I was getting good graphics already. So I was kind of disappointed when I first hopped into it. Not to lie, but that was my first initial impression. I was expecting more. I was expecting it to be sharper. I was expecting it to be clearer. So the way that they sold this thing, I was a little underwhelmed actually when I first picked up the headset. So that was my first initial impression, and I wanted to go back to that because I think that's going to be important with my review to the headset currently today. So the big thing, in my initial review was the dirty screen effect, the Mora. It wasn't crystal clear because they're using an LED, an OLED screen, and to me, I always liked LCD better than OLED because I think it was clearer. You don't get the screen door effect. You don't get the dirty effect. You don't get that Mora effect. So I was kind of shocked, and I was a little taken back by, the OLED screen where people were loving it because it's bright, because it had deep blacks. And I was like, I want the sharpness. I want the clarity. So I was a little taken back by that. Also with GT7, it has reprojection. So the headset can run at 120 hertz native. It can run at 90 hertz native, and they're doing it at 60 reprojected to 120 to make it feel like it's running 120. What that does is it gives you a kind of ghosting. If you move your head back and forth quickly, if cars go back and forth. And when I initially reviewed this, it was pretty noticeable. I was a little disappointed in the sharpness because I think because of the OLED screen and because of the filter they have on it to negate, try to pull back that screen door effect, I think it took away from the sharpness. So again, my initial impressions were a little underwhelming with the headset. And I'll touch upon my GT7 feeling as well, because it was also the first time I picked up GT7 was with PSVR2. So, all those things kind of bugged me. Another thing, no volume in the headset. I would like a volume switch in the headset, by the way. As far as comfort on the headset, all right, let's go into it. So that was my initial impression. Now we're jumping 2 months later, and I must say that I am super impressed with PSVR2. That it has actually changed my racing life, my sim racing life. I have totally converted pretty much to a road racer now. I haven't road raced before GT7, barely touched upon it in iRacing, and this game has got me addicted because of PSVR2. I don't think I'd be playing this game if it wasn't for VR. And the headset to me, I don't know, I got really used to the headset. So everything is clear to me now. Is it super crystal clear? It's not the clearest in the world, but it is so good. It is good enough. The OLED screen, while to me it was a disappointment that I went OLED, at the same time, it's become something really like a positive to me because the colors do pop. The atmosphere, the whole vibe of the whole picture itself gives me like this happy feeling. I can't explain it, but I guess it's just kind of the colors and the popping of the colors. It just makes you feel happy. It makes you feel like everything's alive in the picture. Where like let's say iRacing to me is more muted. Also like the atmosphere in iRacing, I feel like it doesn't. I feel like there's something with GT7 that just makes the atmosphere better. I don't know if it's the OLED screen, if it's just the way the colors or anything, but there's just something I just feel a little bit different with GT7. The sharpness is I'm used to the sharpness. It's sharp enough for me. I have no complaints about the sharpness. The reprojection, I've only been doing really online play now, and actually it's not been a big deal. For some reason, it was much noticeable when I was trying to build up and open up the online gameplay. But to me, like I don't know, when I'm racing online, I don't find it that noticeable with the reprojection. With the obviously if it was 120 or 90 natively, it would look pretty good. But I have no complaints. I have no complaints. It is good. It looks good. It looks good. If they can throw this thing at 90 hertz or 120 like natively, this thing is gonna be sick. It's gonna be amazing. What else do we have here as far as the VR headset? Besides, before jumping into GT7, I think that kind of covers it. Comfort. I've gotten used to the comfort level. Sometimes I wear a bandana because of the marks that it can put in your head. But if you put it on correctly, it does feel pretty comfortable. Also, make sure that you adjust the IPD setting. You know, go back to that every little bit. Make sure that's still sitting correctly. Also, if you share it with someone else to use, make sure you set the IPD eye adjustment for them, and then make sure you set it back for yourself. Just a couple little tips there. Now let's talk about the dirty screen effect. It's kind of, I'm past that. I moved past it. It doesn't really affect me anymore. I don't really notice it. And it's kind of I've just kind of moved on from it. Like I just see through it now. So not a big deal. GT7 for me has become an awesome racing game. It has changed me to a road racer, and I must say I've been loving it. I've been enjoying it. I just can't get enough of it. The game itself is awesome. I don't do like the story mode part, so I'm not happy about having to do that whole story mode to unlock stuff. There's so much reading involved. There's so much all of that stuff, and I really stay away from that. Once I unlocked online gameplay, to me that's where it's at. For me, racing games online is nothing better than online gameplay. A couple of things with sport mode is it's a little more arcade-esque. Cars ghost, where you can actually drive through them. If you hit them, there's no real damage. So that is something you do need to adjust to. But I think I've adjusted to it. I think I've moved on, and I think I just appreciate and enjoy the game as a game itself, as not so much as I don't need the most realistic sim. Obviously I do still have iRacing to hop into iRacing if I want the most realistic sim. But I have just loved GT7 for just the enjoyment of the game. It's just been so exciting. It's just been so fun, and the online community in this game is like second to none. There's such a great online community happening in this game that it's just I don't know. It's just something really happy, exciting. It just keeps you drawn in. GT7 definitely keeps you drawn in. Some things with Oh, let me go back to, the VR. Also in GT7, if you have a VR headset, VR showroom, you can hop into any car and look on the inside, which is a cool bonus if you do have a VR headset. Some things with GT7 I'm still not happy about. There's no spotter. You can't recenter your headset in a race without actually pausing it. And sometimes I want to adjust that headset, ever most slightly. There's quick ways to do it, but the actual race will pause, although it keeps your car going. To me, that's not optimal. So I would love a recenter headset button while you're actually racing. Let's just wrap this up now. Is PSVR2 and GT7 a game changer? For me, it is 100% a game changer. Like I said, I've been addicted to it. I've pretty much been only racing this game for the past 2 months, and it has satisfied me more than you can imagine, more than I could probably express here. Is that because PSVR2 is the greatest headset ever created to man, known to man or woman? No, it's not. Obviously, there's better headsets out there. Is GT7 the best racing game ever created? No, there's if you're looking for a sim, there's better sim racing games out there. Is PSVR2 and a PlayStation 5 and GT7 enough to satisfy most racing gamers, sim racers? And the answer to that is 100% yes. I have loved this, and I will recommend it to anyone. I definitely think PSVR2 is the way to go. Wheel and pedals, sim setup, the whole shebang is the whole package. You want to feel like you're in the car. You want to feel like you're in the track. Everything is just good enough to give you such a great experience that is probably it's probably coming out. You can probably hear the enthusiasm in my voice, because that's how happy I've been with this setup. So all you guys on PCVR, doing iRacing and doing all that, if you have a PS5 or maybe thinking about picking it up, maybe you already have a wheel that's compatible with the PS5. Like to me, it is definitely something you will keep playing. I don't see someone playing this and not enjoying it enough where they just don't want to play it anymore. Yes, you have bad races online. Yes, you get punted. Yes, you crash. Obviously you saw my race, and I make mistakes as well. I'm a casual racing gamer. I'm not the pro racing gamer, but even the pro racing gamers make mistakes as well. You miss a turn, you brake too early, you brake too hard. Things are going to happen. You're going to get punted. You're going to get wrecked. You move on from the race, and you move on, and you just enjoy the next one. And that's what's going to happen. So you just kind of, with any racing game, you can be in iRacing with the best races. You're still going to get wrecked in there too. The only difference in iRacing is your car will go to the pits, and you might need like an hour to fix it, and you might be out of your race, or you might go to the pits and spend 5 minutes in the pits fixing your car to get back out there on the track. In GT7, they don't have that. Your car gets hit, your car gets damaged, and you're still racing. You don't get taken out of the race. So that's just something that makes a little more arcadey, which is fine. It's fine. It doesn't need to be the most ultra realistic sim, but it's the package. It's a full package. Like I said, I don't do the story mode. I think there's so much to go through. I wish I can just get all the cars and all the tracks to race on without having to go through all that. Will I eventually do that? I might just to get more money to buy cars and to get the rest of the tracks in case I did want to race against AI on those tracks. But I really don't do AI racing, to be honest with you. I usually just stick to online. There's also multiplayer online where you can set up your own lobbies. You can join other people's lobbies. I haven't got into that yet. That is something in the future, and I am totally looking to do some lobbies for me and my subscribers out there, that we can actually race together. I think that's going to be really fun, because like I said, this is all about community. This is all about having a good time, and I feel like GT7 has a great community, and it really brings people together with this really enjoyable sim racing genre. So I think it also brought a lot of people's eyes to the genre that weren't really there yet, because console players didn't have that option to really race to something that felt really sim-like. Even though GT7 is a great game, I think PSVR2 sold more people into it, which then convinced them to buy a whole sim rig, to buy a wheel, to buy a pedals, and to actually get into the whole package. So for me, GT7 PSVR2 is a complete package. I don't use PSVR2 for anything else, so I'm just giving you my opinion. If just using it for GT7, I don't care about the controllers that come with the PSVR2 headset. I don't use them. I only use them to actually set up my headset, and then they just sit on the shelf. So as far as PSVR2 with any other game, that's up to you if you're going to use it for other stuff. I bought it strictly for sim racing. I do not do any other VR gaming. I might try some stuff in the future, but my review on this is directly related to GT7, and that to me, this game itself is worth the headset purchase. Yes, people say it's cheap for what you get for it, but it's also not cheap at $550 US. So it's not cheap. It's still a nice chunk of change. It's still more than the PS5 cost, but that's fine. If you can afford it, then my thing is, go for it. You're gonna love it. You're gonna enjoy it. I'll be pretty shocked if you don't enjoy it. It's such a good experience. It's such a good game as well. And like I said, it's just a total package. I think that covered it all. If you guys have any opinions, leave it in the comments for other people to read, other people to check out. If you disagree with anything that I said here, let me know. That is fine. You might have had the headset and think that it wasn't great. It didn't look good. It didn't satisfy you. The ghosting, you couldn't get over the ghosting with the reprojection and all that stuff. So, I appreciate everyone's comments. Everyone's gonna have a different opinion. Again, this is just my opinion. So, everyone's gonna have a different opinion. Everyone's gonna sell you something else. Everyone's gonna like something different than someone else. But this is just where I'm coming from. And like I said, this transformed me into a road racer. This actually helped me learn road racing. I've never done road racing before. I've learned many skills just from GT7 that can be transformed, they transferred, through to other sims just because of the skills that I learned. I went through all those stuffs in my past videos. Everything that I've learned, you can learn that same stuff, how I improved with road racing. So yeah, I just I'm obviously enthused. I obviously talk a lot, and hopefully you guys understand where I'm coming from, and you guys enjoy. You guys who haven't enjoy it, you guys who might be getting in the future, yeah, I think you'll definitely enjoy it. Definitely think about subscribing. Lots more racing videos coming. If you can thumb up the video if you enjoyed it, that would be super awesome. And we'll catch you on the next one, guys. Thanks for watching. We out of here. Peace.